they've ever released.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Dodonpachi 2. Is this like the super turbo? Like, is this like this is like the Dodonpachi game?
All of the games have competition at very high level. Alright, so right away here we're going to see both players using rapid shot on these tanks. And the rapid shot on the small enemies again is because that's going to generate more hypermeter. You see that vertical bar to the right in the upper right corner? That's the hypermeter. So right now it's at about 15% for both players.
Right, the one that's turning pink
right.
for the players.
And then the one that's rainbow colored is the chain timer.
Oh, you can see the chain timer.
Yes, yes. Now both of these players are going to grab, there's two hidden bees. Fufufu just picked up one on the right and now on the left, and you see that first hyper item starting to drop from the top there. Now you'll notice he's going to come down here, pick up this hyper, and then activate it. He waits to do it till after he's gotten the bee there, in this case because of when the hyper actually dropped, but even if he picked up the hyper itself earlier, he would have still waited to activate until after picking up that bee because of the hyper generation rules that I was talking about earlier. There's going to be two more bees coming up on the left, you can see them there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, both players are going to stall the collection of those bees until after they leave hyper. Most of the time you want to try to delay picking up the hyper as long as possible, because the more hits you have, the more points you're going to get.
Now, obviously this game has auto fire, right?
Yes,
so it's auto fire, but you're going to want to control that. You don't want to be auto firing because you want to maintain your chain and you don't want to clear entire screens of enemies, basically.
Exactly.
Now, the person who created this game, was the stages designed so that they knew there was a way to maintain the combo throughout the whole stage?
For the most part, yes. There's some controversy around whether Stage 3 was designed to be chainable. Because Stage 3 has an incredibly difficult link that, in this version of the game, in White Label, was actually considered impossible for many years, at least in the English-speaking community. It's only relatively recently, within the last 5 or 6 years or so, that we've seen people really come up with routes to accomplish that.
Now,
both players here are going to use a point blanking strategy with this hyper right about now. And they're going to sit in a very small spot in between the boss's main body and one of its engines, and by doing that they can grind the aura of their laser, sort of flame around their ship against the boss, and it'll build up extra hyper. So they can turn that one initial hyper into two or more. They're also going to try to time the destruction of the sort of side pods of the boss. They're going to start spinning around. They're going to try to blow them up while they're spinning. Just like that there.
Okay.
That's going to drop 2 extra hypers. That's just a secret gimmick in the game. That goes back to one of the earlier games in the series.
Now, obviously they have different hits here because it's just...
I mean, very slightly. Only 5 hits different.
Now, when you get to the boss, you can't maintain the chain, right? I saw that their chains ended when they got to the boss.
Right, so the boss is sort of a separate chain entirely, and it has different rules. Your hit count when you're fighting a boss contributes to a separate bonus that's calculated at the end of the stage. I think those players skipped through it here, so you didn't really see it.
Right.
So this here is actually one of the harder links in the early stages of the game, is kind of carrying from this big tank on the left over some of these small enemies, and then there's going to be another big tank on the upper right here.
Got it. Okay. And if you do that too quickly, before that tank gets there, you will lose your chain, basically.
Yeah. Another thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that the laser does not extend instantaneously. It has a few frames where it extends and travels up the height of the screen.
That's how you get to the bees, though, right?
Right. But that can also cause you to drop your chain in some situations. And one of the most critical moments is going to come right up here in a second. There's going to be a power-up carrier, and both players are going to want to get that power-up when they're right on top of this mid-boss. Because if they get it when it's too low on the screen, that tiny gap from the laser extending again against this mid-boss will be enough to have them drop their chain. So on the right here, they're going to kill 2 tanks, then 1 tank, then the power-up carrier, then 2 tanks, then the mid-boss is going to come out. There you go. And you see they pick up power-up right away.
Just to maintain the chain.
Yep.
The power-up maintains the chain, basically.
Well, the power-up prevents them from losing it. If they picked up the power-up when it was lower on the screen, then the laser would take so long to extend again that their chain would drop in the meantime. So now, both players are going to want to be at +5 right here. They're going to wait to pick up that hyper. This section is super rich with enemies, so they're going to activate this hyper, and now they're going to do a fun trick. The hitbox of these big bunkers, when it goes off the bottom edge of the screen, actually deactivates their vulnerability. So you'll see on the left here, Fufufu now sitting on top of that bunker, just as it's strolling off the bottom edge of the screen to get an extra few hits. That's a trick that has a number of different names. I like to call it the afterburner personally, but there's quite a few less split correct terms.
What's it for, though?
It gets extra hits because the aura, sort of the point blank aura around your ship, will get extra hits if it's in contact with an enemy hit.
So, weird. Okay.
So there's some slight differences in the routing and timing here. SPS is going for a strategy in stage 3 where he wants to have 3 hypers and a lot of hypers in the early stage, because I think he's probably going to try to go for the chain through, which is going to be insane.
The what?
I'll get to that. Fufufu, on the other hand, uses a hyper against Byako, the boss here, in order to use those iframes to move through some denser patterns.
Oh, but he lost a combo.
It doesn't matter. Combos against boss does not really matter.
Oh, okay.
In the scale of overall score, what you get from the boss is mostly inconsequential. It's a few million points at most in a game that's scored in the billions.
Okay.
So, Fufufu coming into stage 1-3 with about 115 million. We're going to see probably around 113, 114 from SPS. Both players neck and neck, but their routes in stage 3 are probably going to be very different. So, really subtle little dive in there from Fufufu, and now using that hyper activation and extra damage, these big battleships, the quicker you kill them, the more of them you get. In normal play, an average player will probably only see 1, maybe 2, but if you kill them very quickly, you can get up to 3. And Fufufu's route for stage 3 does not use a full chain for the stage. It's split into 2 separate chains. So he wants to maximize his score in the first part of the stage by getting those extra hits against those battleships. Meanwhile, SPS here, he uses a point blank with the laser to get those extra hits and kill those battleships early, which is a little trickier to execute. SPS's route for stage 3 is fantastic. If he's able to pull it off, it's going to be really spectacular to see.
So why does Fufufu go for the split?
It's much easier.
Okay.
Right up here, there's a couple seconds delay here, so I can kind of talk about this a little bit. There's going to be a big battleship, then some popcorn from the side, and then a mid-boss is going to come out. The link in between that battleship and this mid-boss into the next set of enemies is incredibly difficult to do.
So he lost it right there.
Yeah, he lost it, and he planned to lose it.
Right.
That's
an intention.
But now watch what SPS does. He doesn't kill this big turret yet. He waits, then kills it very late, comes up here, moves back over, very narrow cut back there, takes out this turret, waits, activates hyper for invuln, then waits for the battleship to go out the— Oh no! Okay. Very close there. Incredibly risky strat. I'm amazed you went for it at all.
Okay, so, but you said in loop 1, it's not as a problem if you die. Right?
It's not as cataclysmic, but it will still affect his hyper timing and his overall score potential. So we'll see how it goes.
And this is why Fufufu doesn't go for that.
Right, exactly. And he was so close to it too. He was so close.
Oh man.
That's a huge bummer.
How many bees are there per stage, by chance?
I believe there are 10. There might only be 8. I actually don't remember. I just remember where they are.
Okay, that's fair.
They're a little tricky to line up here on this stage because the background elements actually move. So you have to be have to know by heart where the bees are without any real background cues. Daring Spano, thank you for the correction, 10 per stage.
10 per stage, okay, cool.
So now both players are going to try to do a full chain of the second half of stage 3. Fufufu here is about to use a fun safe spot. He's going to be just off center at the bottom edge and slightly up, and all these bullets are going to magically miss him because of the way the enemies are programmed to aim. The very end of the stage here can be a little tricky, but with some good management of the rapid shot, able to very easily take that out. These big vertical battleships will cause a screen clearing cancel when they're killed, so by timing when you do that, you can clear the screen and bullets make an opening for yourself to move over.
And like they let the power up, the shield, just kind of bounce up and down during the course of the fight. What's the reason for that?
I mean, why go out of your way to collect it now if you know you're going to be able to collect it later?
Okay, fair enough.
A lot of the game is going to be about that sort of delayed gratification because it's going to be either literally more advantageous in the case of picking up a B later, or just more practical so you don't have to go out of your way.
So you can see how many hyper levels you have by they're literally trailing your ship.
Exactly, and there's also in the upper left-hand corner it says +5 for +1 for SPS. That's your current hyper level.
So I mean, if another shield came down, would there be any reason to pick it up?
It wouldn't come down at all. So right now you see how the bar is completely filled up, but it's not building another bar or it's not dropping another shield. It's not possible to have more than, I call this 5 + 1 because you have 5 hypers, but you have another in reserve that's to come down in just a second.
Gotcha.
So this is a really tense moment here. Fufufu does not want to die here. Very, very nice. Because his route relies on carrying as many hypers as possible into stage 4. SPS, he's going to get, it looks like, about 2 hypers from the start of stage 4, so that should line up nicely. So Fufufu's going to hyper now, then drop back down, and slide over. And Aura the hitbox as it goes off the bottom edge, and it's invulnerable. Just the tiny optimizations you see.
So in other words, it won't die, so he can just keep hitting it to maintain the combo and build up higher combo counts.
Right.
Basically, okay.
Yeah, so the opening of stage 4, both players are going to try to maximize the number of hits they have and then hold their chain for a long time. They're going to want to build up 5 hypers for a part kind of in the late middle of the stage because it's very lucrative.
Do the hypers reset between stages?
They do not, they carry over. And in fact, they also carry over between loops, although there is technically a bug about that, but probably don't need to get into that. It's very technical. It's not important. So up here, they're going to point blank to carry over, and now this is the start of the tram section that we're seeing on Fufufu's side. This is one of the most difficult parts to chain in the entire game if you're trying to do it without using a hyper. These big trams that come down, they have small tanks on top of them, and the hitbox of the big tram does not activate until after all of the small tanks have been destroyed. So you'll often see them doing these sort of loop-around maneuvers where they blow up everything up top, and then they destroy the main body.
Now, did SPS lose his combo at some point?
It looks like he may have.
Because he's at 300 and Fufufu is at 1200.
But keep in mind that Fufufu also came into the stage with 5 hypers and was able to use those hypers right away. That's probably the difference that we're seeing here.
Okay, so the hypers just built up the amount, right?
Yeah, 5 times as fast.
Right, and SPS has not used his hypers yet.
He used, I think, 1 or 2 at the very start of the stage.
Okay.
Honestly, I missed it.
Right.
So now right here we're going to see Fufufu hyper. This is the point where both players are going to try to hyper in this stage because it's very lucrative. There's lots of small popcorn enemies here and a couple larger targets, but also by using a hyper here they're going to be able to carry their chain into a sort of a big mid-boss enemy, this giant gun turret coming up on the whole top half of the screen here in just a second. They're going to want to kill the left sort of leg of that big gun turret, then use the small tanks to carry over onto the body, then swoop back over to the left, pick up the hyper, come back right, activate the hyper, use the iframes to get a couple extra kills there, kill the right leg, and then kill the main body. And the reason that they do that is because you have to kill both legs before the main body of that gun if you want to collect the 1-up that it will drop. If you do not do it in that order, if you don't do both legs and then the main body, you won't get a 1-up. And if you use a bomb to damage the main body, you also won't get a 1-up.
Dang.
This right here, the rail turrets, is probably the hardest section to chain because oh god!
Oh no!
Okay, that's problematic. It's the very end of the stage, so there is going to be some score penalty for that, but the B alignment here should let him set up correctly. So score penalty, but probably not a huge problem unless he doesn't get 1 hyper for stage 5.
But to be honest, since SPS died, this kind of means that this will just give SPS kind of a chance to catch up, perhaps?
Yeah, so here, both players are going to want to have exactly 1 hyper coming into the stage 4 boss because of an exploit. I'll explain it as it happens. So the first half of the stage 4 boss, the first phase, they're just going to kind of play normally here. They're going to try to kill this first phase easily, and then when it enters the second phase, they're going to stop shooting and wait for a particular cue. So something we haven't actually talked about yet, we should talk about, is the loop conditions. In order to reach the second loop of the game, you must do one of a few different things. You either have to beat the first loop using, I want to say, 2 or fewer deaths, 3 or fewer bombs, or getting 3 Be-Perfect stages. I could be wrong on those first 2. I don't remember.
So it's not guaranteed that you get to the second loop.
It's not guaranteed.
Oh, crap,
and
okay.
A Be-Perfect stage is the only way that you get that times 2, and that's if you get all of the Bs in the stage without dying. So both players actually died before the end of the stage here, but I think they've both gotten 3D perfects now, which means that they have both qualified for the loop. Now the reason that they're not damaging the boss here is they're waiting for a specific pattern of drones. It's going to be 3 space 3 space 3. Right now they're getting this sort of continuous circle of 8.
Right, yeah.
They don't want that. They're going to time out this phase until it gives them that 3-3-3. Because there's a trick you can do using the iframes from the hyper and the aura of that hyper laser. You can grind it against all of those drone hitboxes at once and get a huge amount of hits and hyper buildup from it. You can turn one hyper, if you're skilled and you route it right, you can turn one hyper into 5. And they both want that going into stage 5, because stage 5 is the most lucrative point of the entire game for score.
So they want to get that 5 hyper bonus, basically.
There you go, 3-3-3. Activate the hyper, sit right on top of them, and see how all of them are glowing blue because they're all quote-unquote taking damage.
Combo build up.
And look,
5,000 already.
Look at the hyper build up. They already have, Fufufu has 3.7, SPS has all 5. They're both going to want all 5 built up by the end of stage 4. And... Oh! Okay, nice. And you see they caught up a bit in score there. Because SPS was able to full chain stage 4, that extra score bonus from the end there, even though he screwed up his stage 3 route, Fufufu did not go for the same kind of stage 3 route. So the fact that SPS made a mistake there actually means that right now he's in the lead by about 20 million points even.
Okay, so and that was largely because Fufufu died, basically.
Right. If you are going to die, the best place to die is at the very start or very end of the stage. If you die in the middle or right before a lucrative section like that, it's a huge hit on your score.
Right, because if you, let's say, had 100 chain, if you die at the beginning, then you'll get a 95 chain at the end. If you die at the end, you had a 95 chain at the start. But if you die in the middle, you get a 50 and a 50.
Right, exactly.
And that's not good at all.
So both players at the start of this stage, they kind of ran up, grabbed all their hypers, activated them, came back down, and used it to build a huge initial starting cushion of hits.
So
they both have around.
You could tell Hyper's active because it's flashing Hyper in the top.
And because their shots are bright yellow, and they're bigger and kind of more visually obvious.
And that's why the bullets are going so damn fast.
Yes.
Because they're in Hyper mode.
Yeah, and the bullets do slow down a little bit when you come out of Hyper mode, but they stay at an elevated speed overall. So the setup there against that first mid-boss, the timing of that hyper is coinciding to kill that mid-boss at a precise point when it's right over another B, which allows them to pick up that B and continue to use another hyper here. Oh!
What happened?
He dropped. Fufufu just dropped.
Oh, he dropped a combo.
Yeah.
How did that drop happen?
I didn't really catch it. It looked like he just killed an enemy too early, maybe.
Gotcha. So it's just, that's the nature of this game, and it's just, the game is, if you just...
I mean, it was a miscontrol of some kind, but again, I didn't really catch the specifics. Fufufu is not going for a setup that he would normally use here against that B. Normally he would leave that B alive like SPS is doing right now. He's going to try to use that afterburner trick on this B as well, which is quite dangerous. By using the iframes from the hyper there, he was able to go through all those bullets safely. Now he's going to come down, and during this whole mid-boss fight, he's going to be grinding aura against that B. So he's going to get like 100 or so extra hits just from that one trick. Now notice the score disparity here. Fufufu, 340 million, SPS at 430. And the rate that SPS is going to gain score is going to continue to geometrically increase through the rest of the stage.
Because Fufufu dropped that combo, right? And so he's way far behind now.
I mean, there's still 5 more stages where they could easily even it up.
Right, exactly. So that's the thing. That's why you keep going, because the other guy dies on 2-1, and you're like, well, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. The second half of Stage 5, there aren't as many cool tricks, although we might still see one. It's mostly just kind of a battle to survive, because the game really starts throwing a lot at you. And if you're playing very actively and using hypers like these players are, you'll notice the bullet speed and bullet density is very high. Something else that the hypering affects that I haven't really mentioned is the rate at which some enemies fire. So these small tanks that are shooting these big long lines of bullets, they have a much looser spread if you're not at a high hyper rank. And since both of these players are using so many hypers, we get these very tight lines that are almost walls, really restricting how you're able to move. So fufufu might be going for a setup here, another afterburner on the tank on the far right edge. There's a very big tank there. He's probably going to come up here, use a hyper, move over, misdirect some bullets, come down in just a second, and try to get some extra hits off that guy. There you go.
To make up for the lost combo. Well, actually, SPS is doing it as well.
Yeah, they're both going to do it. It's an optimization that in the first loop, I wouldn't call it safe, but they've both routed it.
Nothing is safe in this game.
So they've both routed it, they've both practiced it. At this point, it's just kind of part of what you do. So unless they were going for explicitly a safety strat, it's sort of expected at this level of play, I think.
The score differential right now is
I know.
monstrous because of that dropped combo. It's rough, man.
And then there's one last B that they're going to pick up here right in the bottom center, and that's going to tell us what the score really is coming out of the loop. So 731 million from SPS versus 483 million from fufufu. And keep in mind, SPS was kind of the underdog going into this right now, so he's in a really good position right now.
And that was literally one tiny little combo drop.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, you can just hope for maybe SPS having a combo drop in a future stage,
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden you catch right back up, right?
Exactly, or like you said earlier, a death in 2-1, the whole thing's gone. So this is the stage 5 boss, Koryu. It's a very difficult fight even under the best of times, but at high rank like this, you can see it gets very fast. This pattern, yeah, it looks really scary. It's randomized a little bit, so there's a couple different spacings it can have, and the way you react to it depends on what spacing, what density it has. This pattern that we see on fufufu's side, I think is actually easier at high rank because the walls clear out of the screen faster. This
difference
pattern,
between the bullet colors, right?
no, they're both the same. You know, if you hit one of them, you die. If you hit the other one, you die. SPS using a bomb there probably just to cement the clear. I don't, not the clear, cement the loop entry. I don't think that will have any influence on rank. Fufufu trying not to use his resources, again, for that maximum bonus, and also because he wants to preserve his hyper. SPS does not have a hyper coming into 2-1, which could be very dangerous indeed.
Let's say that again. Who's it dangerous for right now?
SPS, so normally you would want to see a player build up a hyper before entering 2-1.
Okay.
SPS did not do that. And actually, sometimes you would even see a player intentionally self-destruct against Koryu if they had spare resources in order to get a hyper into.
What was that question? Do you want to do loop 2?
Yes.
So,
and it defaults to no, which I found out the hard way before I learned how to read Japanese.
So, I mean, is that based? I mean, the question probably actually reads, "Are you insane?" And then you say yes, and then they'll let you go, right?
Yeah. So, as you can see here, way more bullet density. Everything shooting 2 or 3, even more times as many bullets. But the chain timer is much looser. The chain timer now is the same as what it was when they were hypering in loop 1. So you have a lot more freedom with how you're able to move, but you still have to deal with everything trying to kill you. And as I said before, this is an absolutely critical moment for both players. Any death here will spell the end of their run.
Now, how do they start getting more lives?
By no missing or no bombing the stages, they get another life back. So in this case, since they only have 1 life, they can use a bomb. As long as they don't actually die, they will get another life coming into stage 2, and that gives them more breathing room. But right now, this is very tense. Oof. Nice movement there from SPS. Both players here are going to want to have between 3 and 5 hypers for the boss, because you want to quick kill the 2-1 boss as fast as possible. It's one of the most dangerous enemies in the entire game, in my opinion.
The boss of this stage?
The boss of this stage is absolutely stupid. It has some attacks with very significant randomness, and they're extraordinarily difficult to dodge. So far it looks like both of them are going to be on pace for that. Fufufu here about to get his 4th hyper, and SPS about to get a 3rd. Maybe even a 4th. Not quite. Not quite.
Again, the more hyper you have, the more points you get, right?
More points, but also the more damage. And against a boss like this, that's the key factor. Look at this pattern. It's gross, and I hate it. What you just saw right there on Fufufu's side, and also on his PS's, They both had a moment where the screen was cleared of bullets. I didn't really mention this earlier because it's superfluous detail, but when you build up a hyper in a state where a hyper item cannot drop, which basically is either you currently have 5 hypers or you're in a boss fight, because hypers don't drop in boss fights under normal conditions, the screen will clear of bullets, and all those bullets will be converted into small stars. In the first loop, it's an interesting curiosity, but in the second loop, there are explicit routing decisions made based on that. Oh, that was kind of a weird situation for Fufufu there. Good panic bomb.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get hit, so he just did a bomb there.
Yeah, he didn't quite kill something on time. He got walled off and wasn't able to move. That's scary. 2-1 is also very scary. 2-2, sorry. 2-2 is also very scary. You know, even though they don't have the threat of immediate death, they definitely still want to preserve their resources, and they don't want to make a big mistake here. It could still cost them dearly. So, yeah, it's a bit much. This part of the stage is a little bit easier compared to the beginning and the ending. Sort of this midsection is a lot more stable. The mid-boss can be extremely scary. Again, there's a little bit of randomness to how it moves. They don't have to worry about the power-up carrier.
It looks like Fufufu dropped his combo or something? Or?
Yeah, he when he used the bomb earlier, he dropped, and then I think he may have also dropped during the link in sort of the beginning section of the stage.
So, man, that just means SPS is going to be building even a bigger lead now.
Yep.
So they don't know it obviously, but SPS is in a great position right now.
Oh yeah.
He just has to stay alive at this point in time.
But this end section of the stage. Okay, you made it through that. Yeah. So SPS made it through the 2 harder patterns of the mid-boss. Now both players are going to be coming into the end section, which again is the most lucrative part of the stage. We're going to see some delayed hypers, and again going for that afterburner setup on these bunkers here. That is something we'll probably see less of as we get a little bit deeper into the loop, because it becomes increasingly dangerous. We might not see some of the same stage 5 afterburner setups.
These little popcorn tanks, they're just shooting so many bullets now.
Yeah, everything is very dense.
They don't care at all.
The Loop 2-2 boss here is also extremely mean. Not quite as bad as the 2-1 boss or the 2-3 boss, but not fun.
Yeah, look at this score lead by, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Was that 8?
It's a 230 million difference. So SPS has 130% of Fufufu's score right now. So he'd have to make a very big mistake indeed in order to close that gap.
Right, and the only difference between the score was
this here, really cool point blank misdirect strategy using the hyper there. Iframes from the hyper and then misdirecting the boss to fire in the wrong way. Common technique used against this boss.
Now,
SPS. Okay, there you go. You had to use a bomb there, but he was safe.
So, literally the score difference comes almost from that one combo drop.
Yes.
Not even the death, because the deaths evened out. But then, so it was one death on each side in loop 1. But then Fufufu just had a combo drop, and that has been making the big difference in the score right now.
Well, so the main difference, right, is that Fufufu's route for stage 3 would not have been a full combo anyways. SPS's route would have been, but because he failed it, his stage 3 ended up essentially being the same as Fufufu's stage 3.
Right.
And so the difference then is that SPS executed his stage 4 route correctly, where Fufufu made a significant mistake. And it was deep into the stage, but it wasn't quite at the very end or the very beginning where it would be less consequential.
Right.
The other thing that's going to hurt Fufufu in the long run, since he did not get a B perfect on that stage, I don't think that the value of his Bs is as high as the value for SPS's Bs. Because again, that base value goes up by 1,000 for every stage you get a B perfect. So, it's too deep for me to try to keep track of this, but I think SPS has 7,000 point Bs right now. Yeah, it looks like it. Whereas Fufufu probably has 6,000 point Bs, which is a very big difference. Well, because I actually saw it say 7,000 a second ago.
Oh,
on the right there.
Okay. So does that mean SPS missed the B?
No. So Fufufu, because he did not get the B perfect there.
Fufufu was down, had lower Bs.
Yeah, Fufufu has lower value bees because he did not get a bee perfect in stage 4. He did not make it through the entire stage without collecting all the bees.
Oh, okay.
He died in the process of that.
Okay.
So stage 2, 3, both players are going to go for not a full chain route here,
Right.
because it's extremely scary. And we also might see them using resources against the boss here, because the 2-3 boss is extremely mean, particularly so in White Label. Ooh, a little bit of a... I would call it a breather, but this is still an extremely tense moment.
We saw a combo drop right there on Fufufu's side.
Yep. He seems kind of shaken with the way he's playing right now. Very curious what's going to happen coming up. Safe spot still exists in the loop, but its position changes, and I believe its position actually changes slightly depending on rank as well. So you need to sort of get a feel intuitively for where it's going to be. Very nice movement there. Collect the bee, slide over, collect the other bee. I didn't see what the point value was, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I can't see anything except fear.
Alright, so Genbu, Turtle here, its Loop 2 form is absolutely nightmarish. The way that its patterns sort of phase delay and overlap each other is very difficult to read and deal with. Nice. Nice. And again, neither player wants to use any resources here, but they might have to. Very clean so far.
God! Dude, their speed is exactly right for that, or is it...
It's aimed at you, so if you move with it a little bit... So it's sort of aimed at you and sort of sweeps in a direction. So if you move with it and you know the speed at which it's going to move, you can kind of slide in there. This pattern is hard. So that's the best way I could describe it. It's just very hard.
And the other patterns weren't?
They were, but you know, this one, the cheese graters here, is kind of famous.
Dude, that looked ridiculous.
It's really absurd. Alright, so very clean Genbu fight from Fufufu. SPS. Ball is in your court here.
Cheese grater part right now, right?
Yep. Oh, see, and he had to use the hyper there because he thought he was going to get hit.
Okay.
Now, he used it very late, so he's still going to be able to get a fair number of hits from it in the start of Stage 4. So I don't think it'll have a big impact. You might notice that even the current amount of hypercharge he has remaining, that horizontal teal bar, is still preserved in the stage transition.
Okay. So he'll be able to get that hyper back almost instantaneously that he just spent, right?
Well, it's still going. It doesn't stop during the stage transition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the horizontal bar there is the current duration, and the vertical bar is the charge. So probably going to see him come out with about 600 hits from that first hyper, whereas Fufufu came out with about 900, maybe 850, something like that. And both players are going to have broadly similar routes for Stage 2-4 to what they did in 1-4. They're going to try to go through as much of the stage as they can, without using resources and preserving their hyper up until that very lucrative point, sort of right before the 1-up carrier. And then they're going to use some hypers, and they're going to do that partially for score and partially to chain into the mid-boss. But again, it's much easier in the loop in some ways, because the chain timer is much more lax. So sections like this, like the trams, you notice they don't need to be nearly as careful with how they're killing the enemies on these trams, because their chain timer is twice as long.
So it's more forgiving.
Absolutely.
So they can just kill these things as fast as they can, basically.
The difficulty here is just surviving.
Right,
Alright, so +3, and going to be +3 on SPS's side.
Just surviving. Well, that makes it much easier.
Right. Alright, and there we go. Nice. And again, the movement to the side sets up what we call a cutback, which is where a lot of the bullets in a bullet hell game like this are going to be aimed at you.
Right.
And so if you aggressively move to one side, you can manipulate the bullets into firing at a spot, and then if you kind of make a cutting back movement in the opposite direction, you make a hole for yourself.
Now, why is Fufufu's combo so much higher right now?
Because he just used all of his hypers in the same spot that SPS is right now. So you're going to see SPS's numbers go very, very high, very, very fast here. There's tons of enemies that come in this one very short section. It's why pretty much every score player will be using as many hypers as they can in this exact spot.
Gotcha. So in other words, his combo count was lower just because he was behind in the stage, and now obviously you can see he's basically caught up at this point.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he still has a 200 million point lead, right?
Right.
Although he did just drop.
Yeah.
So could swing the other way again.
Oh boy. Here we go.
And fufufu is on the rail turrets, which in the loop is not only very hard to chain, but very hard to survive, because they drop these big walls of bullets when you destroy them. You made it through there unscathed, and now onto the final part of the stage. We could see the score swing the other way just pretty much based on this. It will be worth quite a lot. Let's see how it pans out. And again, both players are going to go for the same setup.
You can see right now, Fufufu's score is just skyrocketing. What happened?
SPS just died.
Oh no, I missed that.
Yeah, so both players are now within 100 million of each other.
Now, but the death at least was at the end of the stage, right? So it's not as bad.
It was just before this same very lucrative section. This very end part of stage 4 is very, very lucrative because there's lots of enemies there.
The score is just even now almost.
Yeah, there's still about an 80 million spread, I think. But that was early. That was not intentional. That was a panic hyper from Fufufu. He wanted to save that. He's going to pay for that in terms of his hyper build-up. So I think now he's just going to go for a quick kill against this phase, most likely. Potentially, he could actually use a bomb and get it back. We'll see. No, he's just going to go for a quick kill. Okay. Meanwhile, SPS is probably going to try to go for the same setup again, depending on if he manages to get a hyper to build up. The density here at 2-4 boss is absurd. And SPS also hypering here. Interesting. Okay. That's unexpected. Okay.
Now, so you're not supposed to hyper right away?
I would not have expected that, no. I would have expected both players to go for building up.
Okay.
So they would... Okay, Iconoclast... Yeah, I was going to say, normally they would go for a hyper cancel there, but it would normally be a hyper build-up cancel, not a cancel from activation. I guess if you just route depending on... Yeah, so like you said, the death messed up his meter management.
So, we talked about this before. The combo count doesn't matter as much versus bosses, right?
Right.
Okay.
It still matters. It still contributes to a point bonus at the end of the stage. But compared to the point bonuses that you get from chaining, you know, the bonus you get from high combo count on the stage 4 boss is like, I don't know, 10 million, something like that?
Right.
Which is, you know, it's not a completely insignificant number of points, but compared to the literally billions that you can get elsewhere, it's not that significant.
So right now the lead that SPS has is significantly smaller, obviously.
Right.
But this is kind of like the true lead now at this point because they're both starting at the start of their at a 0 combo count, right?
Yeah. Although SPS did have better hyper management coming into the stage, so he's going to have, I think, a slightly higher chain by the time he gets to the first mid boss. Okay, good point blank there, taking out Raiko as fast as possible. Mid boss is very scary in the loot.
Now, obviously, this is stage 5 of loot 2,
right?
Which means that these guys are both playing ridiculous right now.
Absolutely. They're both in phenomenal shape in terms of their survival. You know, both players have more than 4 stocks right now. Fufufu has 5, and SPS has 4. Both players have maximum bomb bonus right now, and both of them are pretty much on track for their hyper routing for this stage. So at the moment, everything is looking good.
Now, what did you say their records were? You said it was like 2.1 or something like that, right?
Yeah. So the current world record for this ship type is 2.29, I think, billion from Fufufu, and 229, sorry. And SPS's record...
I just saw bomb usage over there on Fufufu's side, I think.
I don't... Maybe.
I thought that was...
Might have been a hyperactivation. I think it was hyperactivation, so we could set up the afterburner again here.
Okay. So here's my question, though. Like, you look at their scores right now, they're only at 1 billion.
Right.
Only at 1 billion.
Right.
So what's prevented that? So is it because of those deaths and stuff that they're not that close to 2 billion right now?
Yeah, exactly. So it's because of those deaths. Some of it's the chain drop. We saw there that just the ending of stage 4 is like 150-ish million.
Right.
And then the other thing that happens when you die, though, is that it interferes with the max bomb bonus. And the max bomb bonus, because it continuously increases every time you pick up another bomb, and over time, actually becomes huge. It's hundreds of millions of points by the end of the game if you manage to preserve max bomb bonus from the start.
So some people are talking about going for some aura milk or something?
Yeah, so the bee there that you saw at the bottom of the screen during that mid-boss fight is, again, that afterburner setup by getting that hitbox stuck below the bottom of the screen.
Gotcha.
Potentially, we could even see it coming up again here on the big tanks again. It's just an extraordinarily dangerous place to do it. Sorry, it's...
And after the stage is done, they have to fight Hibachi.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to see the afterburner setup from Fufufu, at least, because he just killed the big tank that he could have used to set it up, which I don't blame him at all. It's kind of insane to go for it in the loop.
Okay. SPS, he just blew it up there too, right?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's gotten to it quite yet.
Okay.
Very close. So, I mean, at this point... Yeah, so here's where it would happen.
Okay.
No, he blew it up too. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then again, grab that hyper, immediately go up to the top of the screen. Another thing you can do here is you can actually do the same trick with sort of getting the hitbox in an invulnerable state to grind some extra hits off of it. You can do that with some of those big tanks when they're at the very top edge of the screen too, if you run up and point blank them.
Gotcha.
Again, very dangerous to do unless you have iframes from the hyper active. Alright, so here's where we're going to see 1.41 billion from Fufufu, and SPS might actually still beat this. I think he's still going to end up higher.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're seeing Fufufu use shot right now. He's going to use laser in a second during this pattern to trigger a hyper cancel right there. Yeah, so again, by building up that meter
Right.
in a time when a hyper normally would not drop.
1.43.
Okay, so there we go. SPS is in the lead.
But barely.
Man. Just barely, yeah.
Barely.
This is very close. I mean, this is to the point where, like, the resources that they have exiting the game could actually be the difference between their scores. This is nuts.
Oh my god. What? How? What?
Very, very tight tap dodging, yep.
It almost just looked like he had invulnerability cheat code on or something.
The hitbox is very small, and the hitbox of the bullets is actually a lot smaller than it was.
Right, yeah.
Alright, so now we're going to see Fufufu dodge the opener from this. This is the first phase of the final boss. He's going to dodge the opener here, then get up close to it, point blank it, activate a hyper, and then sit in a safe spot, slowly tapping down once it starts shooting these dense blue balls. Right here, he's going to slowly tap up and down a little bit, just kind of stay right there. Nice, yeah. And again, that is a safe spot. He is safe as long as he sits right there. Now starting the fight with Hibachi. This first attack, the Needles of Death, will pretty much guaranteed hit you. It is almost impossible to dodge. It is possible, but it's extraordinarily difficult. He's going to use hyper iframes to breeze right through it, using a bomb right before in order to trigger the hyper to drop. Now he's going to dodge this section, trying to carry the hyper as long as he can. Okay, take a hit, whatever, it's fine. Resource management against Hibachi is what it is.
So he died, but it's whatever.
It's whatever. He has tons of resources right now. He's in great shape.
SPS is going to dodge the needles here.
Yep.
Oh,
he's
died.
He's going to get hit.
Yeah.
So you have to use resources against that pattern. It's basically impossible to consistently do otherwise. Seeing a shot bomb there to clear the screen. Second cycle of the needles. They're not on pace on damage. Fufufu. Okay, there you go. There you got into the second phase.
But Fufufu, was he using that hyper cancel thing to turn those things into stars?
No. He was using a bomb in order to do that. So here, yeah, this pattern is insane.
What?
Welcome to the spin cycle. This is the washing machine.
But he was like sitting right. What?
Invulnerability frames from hypering and using
they're
bombs.
just using the hyper. Okay.
Yeah,
Death?
and then death, but the damage is very on pace for both these players right now.
Is that green bar? That's the health bar, right?
Yeah, the green bar at the top is the health bar. Coming up, getting the hyper, and camping on this is going to be it. And there's Hibachi from Fufufu. Now on SPS, going to be the same thing. And there it is. Holy crap.
So wait, do they get any points?
They're going to get some points for the clear bonus, but I think SPS is won by 20 million. Holy crap. Oh my god. That's amazing. That is amazing.
They both finished.
They both finished.
And they're barely apart from it. And they basically finished at the exact same time.
That is absurd.
So do we get to see their scores?
We'll get to see their scores when they get to the initial entry screen, when they get the leaderboard entry screen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Holy crap. That is amazing.
We still don't know what the final scores are right now, right?
I'm pretty sure SPS is going to end up ahead because they both had one spare life at the end. I think they both had one spare bomb as well.
Right.
And those are where the bonuses come in. You get, however many, I forget what it is, you get however many millions of points for spare lives and spare bombs. And so if one of them had more than the other, they would have gotten enough of a bonus to potentially nudge it. But I think they both had the same resources leaving the game, or very, very close.
So Kenichi Takano is the guy you're talking about earlier that produces the game?
We would generally associate this game more with Tsuneki Ikeda.
Okay.
The director and the chief programmer.
Okay.
We talk sometimes about Cave Shoot-em-ups. Cave is the company that produces Dai-ou-Jou, being divided between IKD and YGW, or Ikeda and Yagawa style games. And the emphasis there goes back to sort of what we were talking about earlier when we were comparing Dai-ou-Jou to Torega, which is to what extent is the game about improvisation and randomness and allowing the player to sort of make a lot of mistakes, but reacting to a more dynamic game. The Yagawa style is much more emphasizing that randomness, that dynamic game state, and things like rank management, whereas the Ikeda style is much more about preserving resources and trying to do very precise, technical, execution-heavy maneuvers over a full game.
My question then is, I'm sure it's just going to come down to taste, and different people have a different feel.
1.476 from Fufufu.
Drum roll.
1.513 from SPS. Let's go!
Dang. So SPS is the winner here.
Oh,
man.
That's insane. That is insane. To see that both these players made it above 1 billion, both of them cleared. I mean, just phenomenal execution from both.
Okay, I mean, get ready here. It looks like first to 13. Is this what this is? Oh no, it's first to 7 is what it's gonna be.
Ah, okay.
All right, so here we go. So we're setting up a BT cannon here. So Amemiya is setting up a BT cannon over here, and I wonder if he's going for the perfect clear. But you can see he's just setting up T-spins all day right now. And yeah, see, there's the T-spin right there. And he's giving himself the Tetris over there, which he's gotten. Okay, now he's setting up a combo. And here we go. He's got himself a Tetris. And it may look like that Kazu's in trouble. Trust me, he's not in trouble at all. He's going to be able to get through this, no problem. And he set up a T-spin there. Now he's got this. This is what I mean. This is me trying to commentate this game. How do I commentate this game? You see there, he even set up, he had the opportunity to clear a line, but he set up a T-spin instead. I'm talking about Amemiya on the right. I'm sorry, it was Kazu who was starting with the BT cannon. I'm sorry, I was back. Yeah. I had that backwards. And so, but basically this is kind of what you're going to see over here from these players. And so you see right there, setting up the T-spin over there, gets himself a Tetris set up as well, setting up another T-spin in the middle over there. But this is what I mean. They are going to be so, and you see him wait there? He was waiting there for Amemiya to clear so that he could clear afterwards to stave off the lines that are being sent to him. But as you can see, they are doing a combination T-spin for Amemiya right there. And now he has a Tetris set up, but now he set up another T-spin, and he's trying to... This is what I mean. This is what these players are going to do. They're going to combine the combination. Jasmine wants to attack the Tetraminos over there. But look at this. Kazu here with a potential kill. Amemiya's got to stay alive here. But again, the height is not the death factor. Okay? That's the thing. See, he's cleared through it again. He's cleared through it again because, like I said, the height is not going to be the death factor. Once you get that high up, doesn't mean that they're dead. Like normally when you get used to Tetris, you expect when your stat gets super high up, you're gone. But that's not what's going to happen for these players here. The height isn't going to necessarily be an indication of how close they are to death. It's only if the player can get them up there, but then have enough to be able to combo them to death at the end over there.
Well, it was really scary there for a second with Amemiya because he had a pretty big hole in his stack. He had like 3 holes in his stack. And he was able to clean that up and bring it back down.
And look at this. He's set himself for back-to-back Tetris, and there you go. And this is what I mean. Like, you can't even see what's happening. Like, this is just absolute insanity here. Like, if I just concentrate on one screen, I'm going to concentrate on Amemiya over here. Okay, so he's going to try to set himself a Tetris on the side over there. So he got the Tetris here. Let's see if he's setting himself a T-spin in the middle of there, as you can see. But he goes for the Tetris first, and now he gets the T-spin. So there's the next Tetris. Actually didn't set himself up there, but he's got the T-spin there. And now he's going to set himself, but actually he's going to go for the T-spin, which leads to the Tetris, which leads to the T-spin, which leads now to the Tetris on that single line clear. But he had the T-spin, now the Tetris, and now he's cleared, and now he's back down to the bottom. I'm telling you right now,
how is this still the first match? Like,
these matches can last forever. If they cannot...
So it really, at a certain point, it just becomes...
Oh, there it is, right there, yeah.
Wow.
And so what happened was right there is that Amemiya's stack did get high enough, but Kazu, so he's setting up the BT cannon right now here. So this is a setup here. So T-spin triple into a T-spin double, but actually he didn't go for the T-spin double because he found it more profitable to set up for the Tetris afterwards. He went for a T-spin single instead. But the reason why he won that last game is because Amemiya got really high up, and then Kazu was able to keep the pressure and get the combo going on him. And I don't mean the in-game combo system. I'm talking about he was just able to do back-to-back-to-back-to-back stuff to him.
Okay, yeah, so here was... Okay. Wow. It's so fast.
I love this, what Hirsch said in the chat. I think James is making stuff up now, but no one can call him out because no one can see what's happening. But what's really key here is I really love the way Kazu is playing by seeing what Amemiya is doing, and when he's kind of in the mid, he's waiting till Amemiya finishes a Tetris or a T-spin before he starts clearing his line. So he's waiting for Amemiya to send him junk so he can counter send him junk.
Yeah, I even just saw him do it again here.
Yeah. So what is this? First to 3, I guess this is, huh? Each one of these individually is a first to 3, perhaps?
So if they're playing at this kind of speed and the matches can just go on, at a certain point it just becomes like who can last longer in like a very physical and mental sense.
Wow, Kazu
Holy
is
crap.
absolutely crushing right now. So it sounds like this is...
Holy crap.
Wait, so what? This is the 3rd match already? What?
No,
this
is
I
the,
see. So Kazu...
The overlay hasn't kept up
yet. The overlay can't even figure out what's going on right now. The overlay's like, wait, slow down, guys! I can't keep up over here.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, so I think that they're on their 3rd match already, I think.
Holy crap,
what happened?
That was so fast.
I don't even know what happened there. I didn't even see what Amemiya did. Because I'm just watching Kazu's screen right now. So yeah, you can see Amemiya setting up the cannons now. This is the DT cannon, if I'm not mistaken. That was a double, and now he's got the triple set up over here, and he's going to go into the 4-wide now. So I think, so he has the 4-wide here. So combo, 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 combo. Oh, okay, he can still do it. They're turtling. They're stalling against each other right now. Combo. They're trying to stall each other right now. Oh dang! Look at that! He's stalling. Oh my god! Okay. Okay, let's go. All right. Yo, we got stall tactics. That was amazing. That's like that part of the fight where the 2 fighters stop and they just kind of look at each other and pace back and forth, you know? Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So Amemiya's in a little bit of trouble right now, but he's getting combos, so he's at least able to stave off some of the lines being sent to him right now. But he needs that long. Whoa, what was he doing? I don't know what Amemiya was setting up for. He had the opportunity to put the line piece on the left, but he didn't do that. Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. Like you can't. So again, here we go. The BT. This is the BT cannon setup here, created by the player Beta, a Japanese player named Beta. So that sets that up, and then the triple into the double, and now it all keeps going here. And again, if this wasn't versus and they were sending lines to each other, this would also lead to perfect clears.
So what's the point of stalling right here? Because it seems like you could just send more lines over to Amemiya right away. Like, what's the advantage for Kazu for stalling?
So I think the amount of counter damage is stronger than the attack damage.
Ah, okay.
I think. So Kitaro says, in that situation, Amemiya wants to force Kazu to accept the damage, and Kazu wants to wait to offset as much of it as possible.
Okay.
Is basically what it is. So.
Wild. Okay. It's just so weird because it's this like super, super, super intense high speed, and then just suddenly like silence.
Right.
Or like even just the left, right to get it to drop like one square slower.
So basically, the idea is you can't send junk to your opponent if they're sending you junk. So
Right.
I'm answering the question in the chat right now. So in other words, if someone is about to send a bunch. So, oh, that's right, because if you send damage to the opponent, sometimes it comes up in a way that they can send stuff back at you, basically.
Okay.
So, but to answer that question, if someone's sending you junk, you can't send junk. You can only chip away at the junk.
See that?
Yeah, it just... He just died. He just died instantaneously.
Just perfect clear. Okay, you're dead.
Yep. Oh, is that what happened? I didn't see the perfect
Kazu
clear.
got perfect clear.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yep, that's what it was. So that's kind of one of the reasons why you want to send junk a little early to prevent them from getting the perfect clear, I feel like. Again, I don't know if that's a legit strategy because I can't play this, dude. Like, this is... I have no ability to do what they're doing right now. This is absolutely... See? And you see right there how Kazu wasn't setting anything up right there? He just went single line, single line, single line.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because he noticed that he got Amemiya high up. And he's like, if I take the time to set up, Amemiya is going to have enough time to clear what's the stuff. Because like I said, the height is not a determination of whether they're going to die or not. If you put the stack high, Amemiya is going to be fine. Like if you stop sending him stuff, he's going to live. Like there's just like 99.99 chance that he's going to live. And so what he did was like, I can't set up a T-spin fast enough to kill him. So I'm going to go T-spin, combo, 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 single lines to try to keep the pressure going at him, even if it's only sending one or two lines. But that's the way it works. So
it looks like they're switching sides right now.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, okay. So they got to roll the board.
Every 2 sets.
They got to roll the board.
Roll the screen over. But it's interesting. I'm kind of, pardon me for using a shmup as an analogy, but have you ever played Twinkle Star Sprites?
I have, yes.
It's a very similar system there, where sometimes the best course of action is to stop shooting so that you can wait for your opponent to throw stuff at you that you can counter back.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
really interesting.
And it was always interesting to me because I never got good at Twinkle Star Sprites, but it was always the first player got the stuff first. And so it felt like they were always attacking and player 2 was like defending or something like that, but it didn't give one an advantage or not.
It's the same kind of thing here, where like the more stuff your opponent throws at you, the more chances you have to throw it back.
Right,
The more times it gets tossed back and forth, the more powerful it becomes. So it's sort of a similar spirit in terms of how like the countering and stalling and stuff can work.
But so far, it seems to me that Kazu is living up to what he's talking about. I don't know
Absolutely dominating
I
right
have
now.
no idea what the scoring system is right now because these games are just happening so fast and I can't keep track of the numbers here. And they're also blocking the actual in-game game count. So how do you attack in this game? It's literally just get one of the things that they determine will send junk to the opponent. So getting a Tetris. Even getting triples and doubles will send junk to the opponent, but not a lot. right? But getting T-spin doubles, getting T-spin triples, getting back-to-backs, which means a Tetris and T-spins can be back-to-back. So you can do a T-spin into a Tetris, and that counts as back-to-back. You can do Tetris into Tetris into Tetris, T-spin into T-spin into T-spin into Tetris into T-spin. That's all back-to-back, basically. And then the combo system is the other way to send junk to people, which is just the line. So, yeah, this is there a buffer in this version? What do you mean by buffer? I'm not sure what there buffer can mean like 9 different things. Like, are you talking about like when the line clears, when the next piece jumps in? Okay, so it's 3-0 and 3-2.
Okay. Oh, so it's not quite as one-sided as I thought for a second there. Okay.
Yeah, there is a small delay between pieces and a long line clear delay. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, there's versions of Tetris that are like open source, user made, just like not official, right? That don't have any delay.
Okay.
So when you clear a line, it's just the line disappears in one frame and you can start moving right away. In some versions of Tetris's, I think it was one that was made on the Tetris DS. The Tetris DS one is really bad because the line clear was really slow and everybody hated it. It was that one? No, it was one on 360. There was one version of it on the Wii, I think, or something like that, where the line clear was so slow and everyone hated it. But if you watch the one with the no line clear delay, like, it's even more insane than this. Oh, perfect clear. He had his perfect. So, with the 7 bag, there is a system by which you can get yourself like an 80% perfect clear opportunity setup. But Amemiya came right back at it, and that's one of the dangers. Is if you go for the perfect clear setup, what you saw it gave Amemiya was like 10 lines of junk, but 1 column gap. 1 column for that whole entire thing.
Yeah.
One of the tricky things about this is that there is a little bit of that RNG factor that the junk that you send them. I don't know. Someone can correct me on this. I don't know how the junk is determined. If there is a way to control. Yeah, so this one's 1-1 now.
I wish they showed us the actual... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, thank you, chat, for telling me that the stars are uneven. Oh god.
Which one the stars are uneven?
The wind tracking stars at the bottom. Sorry.
Oh no!
I'm
God! Oh no! Oh god, that's gonna hurt me too. Trust me. Oh no! No! Stream people, please.
So speaking of randomization, are the pieces that both players get, are those theoretically the same, or are they actually both different?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how it works in the versus mode of this.
Okay. Obviously, with hold, it'll completely change. Like they'll effectively get different pieces unless they play the same, even if they help the same.
So it is the same. Okay, so they made sure both players do get the same pieces when they play versus against each other like this.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, like the way that 7-bag works, I don't think it's as much of a problem. I really honestly don't. Like, the piece difference, I don't think will manifest itself in as violent ways as
Sure.
So right now you see Amemiya's trying to do a little bit of cleanup. Wow! He did a split line clear that set up a freaking T-spin double, dude. That was ridiculous. Oh, he missed his T-spin. He missed a T-spin there. Okay, so now he's got a clear over here, but he's setting himself for a T-spin. He is just not scared. Look at this. And then to a Tetris. Yeah. And now he's going to be able to get the triple that gives him the Tetris over there. He's going to try to set up perfect. He's got the Tetris set up over there. But both players are in a good shape right now. Neither of them are really in a threatened position here. And so you see right there, Kazu's going to get the Tetris over there. And then T-spin double into a Tetris. That's a back-to-back, setting himself up. The T-spin triple right there, which he just got.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put, so like I said.
No, I understand how it works mechanically. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, you just set it up whenever you feel like it, you know?
Oh, my God.
Dude, it's ridiculous, dude.
It's insane.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous. And there you go. Oh no, he got it. T-spin triple into the T-spin double. Boom. There you go. And now he's trying to set himself back-to-back T-spin triples on the left. He got 1 and 2 right there. So that's like one of the best ways to send junk. Like I think that might be one of the highest combinations of junk sent is the back-to-back T-spin triples. Oh god. And see, like you see them, the way they play, it's like the stack gets high, but then they still go for the T-spin triples and doubles, dude. It's crazy. And so there you go. So I think, oh no.
This is 3-0. What the hell?
Yeah, so Amemiya, wait. Oh, they switched sides.
Yeah, they switched sides.
So Kazu was the one that was destroying. Yeah. Oh no, okay. Dude, this is absolute insanity.
What?
And I think he's going for the perfect clear setup? No, he didn't quite get it. Okay. Here we go. So Kazu, is still continuing the domination right now. So sorry, I apologize. I had the players backwards in my brain for a section.
They switched sides, so
yeah. Oh, he's still going for it. So Amemiya's got, but see how I think he waited a little too long. He gave him just enough time to be able to survive.
Yeah.
And so now Amemiya here is just trying to dig down with these combos. He's trying to set himself up a Tetris, so he's got that set up there. And he's got his T-spin double set up now. He's going to set up another T-spin double over there. No, actually, he didn't go for it at all. He went for combos at that point in time. Got himself a T-spin double set up there. But see, he's not sending things fast enough to really actually be a threat right now. And so here we go. Set up another T-spin. Boom, there we go. Goes for the Tetris over there, and he has to go for the triple. He had to go for the triple there, but now he's trying to set himself up another Tetris. No, he takes the double instead, and then gets the triple burned over there. And I mean, seriously, if you can't follow along with what I'm talking about, people are right. I could be making this up, and no one's really gonna know. I could just be like, "Here's a T-spin. Oh, he just did this cannon setup, and he's doing this," and like. Who's gonna call me out on this shit, except for anybody who can see what's going on. But basically right now, it's basically an even match. Like they are both in a very similar, comfortable situation right now. But again, Kazu just has like the T-spins on point right now. God, look at how fast Kazu plays, dude. It's ridiculous. And then a Tetris, and now he's got himself set up another Tetris with the T-spin. So back-to-backs, he got Tetris. He went T-spin, Tetris, Tetris, T-spin, T-spin, Tetris. Okay, now he finally gave up the back-to-back right there. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but it probably will manifest into something amazing because Kazu is just blowing my mind right now. No, it actually was a misdrop on Kazu's side, but it didn't matter because
he just cleared it out.
Yeah, he just cleared it out right now. So both of them are very comfortable, neutral situations right now. But what it actually looked like right there, Amemiya set himself up a triple. He set himself up a 4-wide right there, which is how he got Kazu's stack really high. So he's trying to finish him off here with a T-spin triple into a Tetris, into another Tetris, into a T-spin single, into a Tetris, into a T-spin double. But Kazu is not phased. He's still going. There's just not a problem at all. Okay, a misdrop there from Kazu's side. Actually, it's not going to be a problem because that's going to clear it up. And yeah, perfectly, he just cleared it up and set himself into a Tetris right there. What's Kazu's plan right now? He's just going for the Tetris here right now. Yeah, so he's clearing out the Tetris, has a T-spin setup, goes for the T-spin single into the Tetris. So he's clear now. He's good. Amemiya now is the one who doesn't go for the setup for the T-spin, actually. Interestingly enough, he decides to keep going here. He looks like he's setting up. Yep, there he goes. See, he had the hold down there that he knew if he cleared down was going to give him the T-spin setup. And so, yeah, he was waiting for him to send stuff so that he could actually counter and try to finish him off, but Kazu is staying alive. T-spin
just
single.
Barely still alive.
Single combos now. Combos. And now he's got a Tetris setup, so he's still alive. Right now, Amemiya cannot finish him off. T-spin single. There he
This is insane.
I told you that this is not gonna look anything like you expected. Dude, I told you this is just another. Oh, he's got the perfect clear.
Oh my god.
Amemiya has the perfect clear, so Kazu's trying to turtle this right now. And there you go.
Oh,
See?
wow.
There you go. So now Kazu's like, all right, time to go. Time to try to clean this up as much as possible. And Kazu's going to be able to do this with that Tetris right there. Because look at this. His stack is actually lower than Amemiya's stack now. But Amemiya is going to be able to clear through there. Almost has a Tetris. He's going to go for the triple instead. T-spin single. Oh!
Misdrop.
A misdrop.
Yeah,
on
it
Kazu.
looked like he just barely misdropped it.
Okay.
Oh man.
And so one of the techniques, the reason why their drops are so accurate is because the system by which you play modern Tetris like this, you should never have to do more than 3 moves is the idea behind this.
What was that setup there?
I'm not sure.
Oh god.
But you should never, to drop the piece where you want it to go, should never require more than 3 moves. So it's either hold to the side, go all the way to the side, drop. Hold all the way to the side, back 1, drop, or tap, tap, drop.
Okay.
Those are the only things that you should have to ever be able to do if you know what you're doing. So if you want to place a piece on this column, you would go tap, tap, drop, tap, tap, drop, tap, tap, drop. But if you want to drop it on just to the last column, instead of doing tap, 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 drop, you hold, and you go boom, back 1, drop.
Okay.
Right? So that's the precision that they have, basically. They have the ability to have that precision because every column that they want to do, and sometimes it feels like you have to do tap, 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 drop, but it depends on which direction you rotate the piece because it'll favor one side or the other, so it'll actually rotate it so tap, tap, drop will work. That's basically that's how they're so precise at that speed. So when you watch me play, you'll see the slow motion version of that where I'm like, drop, tap, drop, 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 but they're just going, blah, 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 and it's just like crazy. Oh, so according to Flashman92, this is called finesse. I guess this is the term finesse in Tetris, interestingly enough. Okay, so that's what that's called there. Interesting, okay.
Well, it's amazing that you just explained that, though, because that's something that I've always struggled with playing Tetris, is not understanding how to efficiently do moves that are very far from the center. And just even having that little bit of verbal explanation, now I know as soon as I play again, I'll be like, oh, this makes sense now.
Right, yeah, and for me, I'm still bad at it. I still do tap, 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 drop a lot of the time because it's just, I just know I want to put it there and my brain doesn't process it, but when I know I want to put it 1 away from the side, I've gotten used to doing the slide back 1 and drop. And so if you get really good at that, that's how you can maneuver the pieces that quickly.
Right. But I mean, like, I've never understood how people were able to do that. Like, how can you tap, 4 times that quickly? Like, no, you don't. That makes perfect sense.
You just know exactly. So I know I need to put a piece here. In my brain, I already know that's tap, tap, rotate this direction up.
Yeah.
And up is the fast drop, obviously. So again, apparently in Big Bang they teach you that kind of twist thing as well. That's another thing.
Layout is having some fun here.
The layout is slowly rising. Oh, perfect clear. Boom. Send all that stuff to Amemiya, but not a problem. Tetris cleared out. He's going to be able to get a Tetris on the right over there. In fact, back-to-back Tetris, and he's stalling a little bit. There you go, back-to-back Tetris. Goes for the double clear now. And there you go, almost set himself up for another Tetris. Yeah, so Amemiya kind of feeling it now. He seems to be getting a little bit more into the groove over here. With that last comeback. Here we go. He has a T-spin double set up. He's going to give himself a Tetris right there. Going to set himself another T-spin double. And then a double clear right that. Set himself a T-spin double over there. Perfect. He's going to get the triple off to the side into the Tetris, and he's still alive. And so like I said, you see what I mean by the height of the field actually makes no difference for these players.
Yeah.
The pieces are dropping at a natural speed so slow, but it doesn't even matter. Their decision making is so fast that I don't think that there's any speed that these pieces could drop that would throw these players, like get them to the point of, I don't know where to put this piece, like, I don't think that's a question that'll ever come up for them, honestly. And there you get a T-spin triple set up, boom, right there for Amemiya. Kazu right now gets the T-spin, gets the Tetris, going for the combo here to try to fight off. Sets up a T-spin double, gets a double, and just a single. Yeah, he won off of a combo there.
Right.
But by doing the combo and getting a T-spin in the middle of... Did he get a T-spin? No, he got a double in there.
Don't ask me, man.
Yeah, oh my god, he just got a giant stack. But see, that's the thing. When you do those early plays like that and get that giant stack like that, when you send that giant stack over, you don't have anything left on your side to continue to attack them. Now, he does right now, so he's sending that up, but here goes Kazu. T-spin double, Tetris, he's fine. Now he's got a T-spin that he's trying. He set himself up a T-spin double, a back-to-back right there. So that was like,
Tetris.
that was like some sort of cannon thing or something. I don't know. He's got a T-spin double set up again here, and we see that there's a little bit of turtling going on over here. Oh, okay, so he abandons the combo for the T-spin double over here. Okay, there's the single. Yeah, he's going to be able to rotate that in there. Okay. The L piece to the side there. Yep. Then he's going to send the long piece there. Yeah. So he set himself I'm talking about Amemiya on the right. He's got himself the T-spin. Nice split clear double right there. And then Kazu coming right back there. He's trying to go for the killing blow right now. So he didn't go for the immediate T-spin double. He wanted to set up the back-to-back T-spin double so that he could try to send as much junk at once possible. Still wasn't quite enough to kill him yet because as you can see, Amemiya is just fine. And now he's got himself the Tetris because the blocks that were sent to him were set up in such a way that it was a perfect setup for... oh, God. What is he doing? Oh, God. Okay, yeah. He's going to get the Tetris over there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, he's in a good situation here. He's setting himself a T-spin double. Got it. But he needs to clear that out to get the triple, which he does. He's going to drop there. And now, Amemiya is just clearing. Actually, he's going for the Tetris, which he actually managed to get. And now he's going for the triple there into the Tetris. So now Amemiya is fine. Now it's Kazu's turn to try to battle against that. But Kazu getting the Tetris right there, trying to set himself another T-spin double. In fact, he went for the T-spin single because it set him up the Tetris instead. And so here we go, T-spin double. Gonna give himself a Tetris, boom, he can set up a T-spin right there, T-spin double, which is gonna give him the Tetris there, into another Tetris over there, and then it set him up for the T-spin double. So actually both players right now are in complete neutral situations. Neither of them are being threatened by the other player. They're just doing their thing right now. And it's just a matter of who can set up a good combo to blow up the other person right now. But, okay, so Amemiya's on the attack right now. Amemiya's on the attack, so T-spin double matched on both sides over here. Yeah, okay, so there you go. So Amemiya got it right there. So nicely done for him. Oh, man. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm trying my best to keep up with this. For those of you who can keep up with this, I hope what I'm saying actually makes sense to you, because I know what I'm saying doesn't make sense to the majority of the people out there right now because it's so hard to follow. Okay, so you get the triple here. Amemiya is definitely on the defense right now. There was a T-spin double right there. Here we go. T-spin triple setup now as well. T-spin double because he saw the maybe, or was that a misrotation over there? But yeah, perfect setup. But he's waiting for the T-block. The T-block's not coming. Finally come, but the two eyepieces came just in time. But again, thanks to 7-Bag, that's something that you can reliably depend upon. You have this second sense, the sixth sense of knowing that two eyepieces haven't come in a while. So you know that two eyepieces are coming pretty quickly to keep yourself alive. And so there we go. So now Amemiya is on the offense over here. So Kazu with 3 wins in a row, but Amemiya with 1 win here. He's trying to fight back over here. Setting up a T-spin double on the side over there is Kazu. Set himself the Tetris. Not back-to-back, however. But now he's got... Oh, God, he's got to do this now. 1, 2. Okay, he's going to be alive here. And how is he going to play this? He's going for combo. He's going combo route right now. Okay, so finally gave up that combo here. He's got to clear in there. Yeah, he's going the combo route again. And he's in trouble right now. He is in trouble.
Oh, dear.
He needs that long piece. He's actually trying to. He tried to stay alive, but
almost had it.
Yeah, the problem was the piece, the J piece stuck out just long enough that the I piece coming in clip the one block. The one block. I did explain what a combo is. The combo means every piece in a row you are clearing a line. That is what a combo is. So if it goes clear, 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 that's a combo right there. Uh-oh. Stalling time. Stalling time. Okay. Just go for it. Just go for it. Because the thing about it is, the reason why stalling works, by the way, is they can't send you the pieces until you have cleared your line. So in other words, they're not the stack's not going to rise in the middle of you placing a piece down.
Okay.
That doesn't happen. The stack can only come up if you are after you finish dropping.
That was really spicy.
After you drop. So in other words, they can stall because when the guy sends the attack, they're not going to get those pieces until they finish dropping their block. Uh-oh.
Was that a misdrop? Yeah.
That was a misdrop.
Yeah.
That was a misdrop for sure. Oof. But that's the idea. So that's why they turtle, because they force one person to send it first. They can't get the junk sent, but they can wipe away the junk. If they drop their stuff first and the other guy does something that sends more to them, they'll drop their stuff. The guy will drop something bigger to them, erase the junk they sent to them, and then they'll still get lines, basically. Oh, a 4-wide setup right there. You can see clear, 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 clear.
Wow.
And so that sent the stack over to him. But amazingly enough, Kazu was able to fight it off, which was amazing. But you can see right now, Amemiya is just playing fast. He's not even T-spin setup right now. He is just going as fast as he can because he wanted to try to make sure that that 4-wide paid off in a way. It looks like that Kazu got out of it, but you know, spending all that energy trying to do that, he's still kind of stuck here in this situation. He tried to set up a T-spin triple. He couldn't quite get it with the pieces that he got, did Amemiya. Amemiya's in real big trouble right now. If he can't get that line
double
piece.
and then the Tetris.
Yeah, oh, actually, no, okay. Triple, double. Okay, he didn't go for the combo. Goes for the triple right there. Triple, Tetris. Okay, so he's going to stay alive. Oh, my God. Okay, boom.
Double.
Oh, okay. Boom. Tetris alive. And he still got that Tetris in time. No, a misdrop. A misdrop. It was either a piece swap or the order of the pieces got backwards in his head. He thought he had the T block or whatever block he was trying to put on the right, but that wasn't the piece that he had. So I don't know if he didn't swap it, if the swap button mistimed, or he just saw the pieces in the wrong order and it flipped in the wrong order at that point. So Gitaru says it looked like he decided at the last moment to go for an L spin, and maybe that's what cost him the problem there. And here we go. So Amemiya now sets him up. Yeah, there we go with the Tetris, and Kazu here going to give himself another Tetris. Now he's going to set up a Tetris over there on the side. Yep, and then Tetris here. He should be able to set up for a T-spin, although he doesn't go for the double. He just goes for the T-spin single. Yeah, he's going for combos now. Combo ended, but there's the combo. Again, a big combo that he got. So he's sending a lot of pieces right now purely through combos over there. So now, oh, a misdrop by Amemiya. That is going to kill him right there. Yeah, there's no way he can survive that one. A misdrop. Okay. So Amemiya slowly trying to make the comeback. Here we go. BT cannon set up over here now for Kazu again. Boom. T-spin triple. T-spin double, triples. Okay, yeah, he's like, oh shoot, I need to clear out these spaces now because the stack is getting dangerously high. Yeah, Amemiya is on the attack right now. He is on the attack. There's the Tetris. That should send another giant stack. But the combo from Kazu erased the Tetris jump that was supposed to be sent to him. But he's trying to go for the T-spin double over there. He's going to try to go for another Tetris. No, he goes for the triple instead. And here we go, T-spin, double over here. Yeah, he's just going for combos now. Combo, and now he's got, uh-oh, a misdrop by Amemiya. That's a problem. Amemiya's having some uncharacteristic drops right now, misdrops.
My God.
So I think it's 4-2 now.
Yeah, Kazu 4, Amemiya 2. It's really interesting looking at this and.
I'm laughing at Perpeder's comment. I don't think I can ever enjoy Tetris again after seeing this.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. It's really interesting looking at this, though, and thinking of, like, you know, and I don't know if it's, I forget which fighting game commentator it is, so my apologies, but something that's talked about a fair bit is the mental stack. And it's interesting to look at a game like Tetris, where it's literally, it's like a visualization of that process, of how people are thinking in real time.
And again, I mean, we saw it with the combo drop from Kotaka Shoten, right? Remember, he dropped that combo and then he just couldn't win anymore, right? Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? That mental?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
You start seeing those things slip up, but also just the idea that, like, you're trying to solve this problem that's constantly evolving in real time. And so in Tetris, there might be a given solution for, you know, a certain set of blocks, a certain finite possibility. Right? And then it's just a matter of, like, learning to be fluent enough with the game to the point where you can make that decision so fast that it doesn't matter.
Right, and that's where I was talking about the zone.
Right.
Right? Because that's when you play Tetris. When you play Tetris, you don't see the pieces as much as you know what the layout is, the top layer. And every time you drop a piece, you know exactly how that layout changes for the next piece. It's so crazy that, like, I call it the landscape. Again, I like to make up terms and stuff like that. I don't know what the official term is, but paying attention to the landscape is the important part of Tetris. You really concentrate on the top layer because you know every piece that you drop changes the landscape in a specific way. And based on the pieces that come in, you're so used to how the landscape becomes based on how you drop a piece that you just automatically know, oh, there's a J piece coming, that means I'm going to drop the T piece this way instead of this way, and it flows like naturally, and it's so cool. I love it. And yeah, Mitrox, this is Daigo's Kemonomichi event here. So we've got a T-spin double into triple setup over here. That's the DT cannon setup over there. And now he's got a 4-wide. So DT cannon into 4-wide. So Amemiya is doing DT cannon into 4-wide into a Tetris. But somehow Kazu staved off that whole thing and didn't get a giant thing sent over to him. Anyway, jeez, that's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh, so Kazu actually interacts with the overseas community. That's really cool. That's really cool. I mean, look, Kazu's 18, right? He's a youngin', right? Amemiya's like a whopping 24 years old, man. Does he even know how to use the internet? I mean, jeez. Oh my god. This is ridiculous, dude. Oh, dang, dude. All these freaking... Amemiya with a little bit of a pause over there. That's a problem.
I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Is it's like, you know, so many of the decisions that the players are making have to be so fast that they're essentially unconscious. But then you do still see those moments of, like, oh shit, there was a misdrop. How do I react to that?
Right.
Like just those little tiny moments.
I mean, if people were watching me play yesterday, I was trying to do the. I'm just trying to work to get my way to Grandmaster in PGM, but a lot of misdrops. So remember how the landscape I was talking about? I expect the landscape to look a certain way after I drop a piece. When you misdrop, it's such a wild deviation of what you expected the landscape to be that it messes you up so badly. Like, that's how fast you're just like, landscape's gonna be this misdrop. Where is everything? And like that one misdrop destroys you so bad. It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I actually sound when people watch me stream this game. I'm gonna do what the heck? You know, I mean, like, that's literally how I sound, dude. It's crazy. Okay, but so Amemiya, with a little bit of bad RNG, was unable to clear something out as fast as he wanted to, but unfortunately, Kazu wasn't able to take advantage of it because he didn't have the pieces. What are you waiting for? Amemiya, holy crap, did he actually glance over and notice that Kazu wasn't going to be sending stuff right away? Uh-oh, here we go. So you see Kazu has junk. So the little gray blocks on the top of the screen is the junks being sent.
Okay.
You see the little gray blocks
I got
that
it.
show over there? And that tells you how much junk is going to be sent. If it's just one, there's just that one block, etc., etc. I didn't see Converse. It's so hard for me to look at both starts at the same time, but both of them are definitely using some sort of cannon setup, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check on the next match to see what's going on. But Amemiya. So yeah, you can see them. They don't clear the Tetrises out. Oh, he's got the 4-wide set up. That's what he was doing. He was setting up for 4-wide. So he's got this boom, drop that, square. Yeah, there we go. Boom,
Man, the
double,
brutal.
boom. And see, look, do you see what it just did to
But he's still in somehow.
But he's still in. It's like I said, the height doesn't...
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
finally. Yeah. And I think that was actually a misdrop on Kazu's side.
Yeah.
He was supposed to drop
He
this.
was trying to get this like one over from
Yeah,
the edge, but he got one from the center instead.
And just that one misdrop. Oh, perfect clear setup right there. But not going to be a problem here because Kazu had a nice setup going for him already anyway. The Tom Cannon setup, I love it. No, not quite, but... Oh my god, I didn't even look at Amemiya's screen. I didn't see how he died so fast. So at the very top of the screen, you'll see gray squares appear every once in a while. But because these guys are placing pieces, so look at the top of the screen. You see the line sent over there? You don't see how when they clear, is it right there? There was 5 gray, yeah. Okay, now he's going for the 4-wide setup here. Actually, he abandoned the 4. Actually, he's going to be able to keep the 4-wide going for a little bit. He had a little jank 4-wide over there. But yeah, that's...
Kazu got the perfect clear. You just had to clear lines for a minute.
Yeah. So there we go. Perfectly done right there. Oh, was that a misdrop? No, he was just setting himself up for a Tetris. See, like, they're setting themselves for a Tetris. Like, I'd be clearing shit already because I'm like, I can't, no! Alright, Tetris now. So Amemiya is on the attack right now, but Kazu, they're double. So T-spin double into a combo. So he should be okay, but now here comes all the junk being sent over here. So he's...
That's
no. He only had that single because he had the single. You see the 5 gray blocks at the top? That was even more junk that was going to be sent at him up there, right there. So how the perfect works? So basically a perfect clear is if you can clear the whole entire board. And since every Tetris piece is only made out of 4 blocks, yeah, you send 10 to the opponent because I think they didn't think it was going to be. We had an attempt at a 4-wide, but the 4-wide just got destroyed by whatever it was Kazu did.
So those last 2 rounds, Kazu did a perfect setup. Like
both of
rounds,
them. There you go. Okay.
And both times it looked like Amemiya was trying to get into 4-wide and had to try to transition out of it quickly to clear.
Right.
And just in this case, he wasn't fast enough.
So what the tricky thing is right now, the 4-wide that Amemiya is using is the side 4-wide, like this, right?
But you said there's also a center 4-wide.
There's a center 4-wide. The reason why you have a center 4-wide with the 4 column in the middle is it doesn't matter how tall the blocks on the side go up, it will never kill you. Because every piece that gets spawned spawns in the 4-wide column.
Yep.
So that's why there's that setup. The reason why Amemiya is not using that though is because he's using the DT cannon into 4-wide setup.
Right, which puts him in a nice place to do it, but only on the side. He would have had to completely rebuild the stack to do it in the center.
Because that means that if Kazu can send a lot of things right away,
at the same time the cannon setup is ending.
Right, then he can actually kill him the way that he wouldn't have died if it was the center 4-wide.
Right.
Oh boy.
So now the part that I'm curious about is that like an intentional strategy from Kazu? Like is he trying to time these things to coincide with what's happening on Amemiya's side? Or is that just sort of happening spontaneously because of the way that the players are interacting?
Oh, that was a misdrop right there by Kazu.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh my god. I would say probably intentional because these players are just so good that I can't even imagine that they could be. Oh, see? Oh no, he gave it up. I thought he was going for the center 4-wide. I almost thought he was going for the center 4-wide. but he stopped at that point, so I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. Yeah, there is an element of timing or trying to stuff the opponent's setup.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes if you see they're going for
this 2 wide here is letting Kazu get a bunch of combos as well.
Yeah, so there are 2 wides as well. Not as
Holy
effective
crap.
as the 4 wide, but Jesus. Uh-oh, a misdrop right there. Oh, but he still was able to fix it. Wow. So,
And a perfect clear again, and there it is.
No.
Holy crap.
So again, a perfect clear is not guaranteed. There is a setup that you will go for that will give you, I think the percentage is like a 70% chance of getting a perfect clear. But if you don't get it, it's kind of frustrating. But again, Amemiya died because of a misdrop there, for sure. He had a misdrop over there. But, you know, there are certain 4 wide perfect clear setups that if they don't go the way you want because of the percentages of just the order of the pieces come, it can transition into a T-spin double or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it works, you send 10 lines over there and they die.
Well, it's clearly doing work for Kazu because he just took like 3 rounds because of that. And he's now on match point, I think. He's 6-2, I believe.
Is it 6-2 already?
I think it's 6-2.
Holy crap.
It'll show again in a second, but it's complete, like,
It's wild.
Dude, Kazu is definitely, those perfect clear loops. Remember I was talking about that before? Problem with perfect clear loops is there's a lot of involvement where you have to do soft drops, slide pieces, rotate them in order to do it. So it's not fast enough to kill people in verses like this.
Because they put more lines out.
Right, because they'll just be faster because you're going...
Yeah.
And then you'll die, basically. So they can't do it, but you could still use a lot of those BT cannon setups. However, the perfect clear, the initial... So again, 4 lines... it's how many bags is that perfect clear setup? It's 2 bags, if I'm not mistaken. So there's 7 pieces times 28. That's... 7 line. I can't remember now. But yeah, for that first perfect clear, you can play it really, really fast.
Okay.
You can actually play it really fast. What are you doing, Nathan? What are you doing, Nathan? Nathan is as confused about everything as I am right now.
ありがとうございます。さあ、そして、今準備の方できましたので、変わりまして。
All right, here we go. Yep, 6-2. Kazu, I mean, for all the bravado that he's had as the 18-year-old kid, I mean, he's showing what's going on. Kazu again setting up that BT cannon. So here we go, triple into the double and perfect clear.
Oh my god.
Boom, you're dead.
Yeah.
If you get that perfect setup, I don't think. Unless you're setting up against it as well, I think you're dead. So here he goes. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, no, finally. See, that's why it's important that he send junk early on, just to prevent the perfect clear. Okay.
It's just an insane opener, though. It's so fast and so brutal.
And, you know, it's interesting because I've seen some people in the chat say, this is why I don't like guideline Tetris. And there is some legitimacy to the complaint about that is because, a misdrop by Amemiya. The problem is because the 7 bag...
So this is potentially point. Yeah.
This is it. The 7 bag is so reliable to set up some of these things that it's now more about memorizing these kind of patterns.
So the setup was the cannon into 4 wide automatically and then pre-stacked here. And he's just going to keep dropping.
さあ、つないでいく7レーン、8レーン。これはかなりつながるぞ。
10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my god.
So even if he doesn't get the perfect clear, he actually just gets the 4 wide setup off of that anyway. And again, so 7 bag, if you guys are, what I'm talking about 7 bag is that, look at Amemiya, he's like, crap.
Absolutely destroyed.